welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 30th of May. Indonesia, India agreed to develop strategic Indian Ocean port. Severe heat wave hits Pakistan's southern Karachi, alert issued. And attack on Afghan Interior Ministry ends, 8 gunmen killed. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday held talks with Indonesian President Joko Widodo in Jakarta to boost bilateral ties. During delegation-level talks, both the sides agreed to step up defence and maritime cooperation between their countries.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met Indonesian President Joko Widodo in Jakarta on Wednesday to boost bilateral ties between the two nations. The Indian Prime Minister, who arrived in the Indonesian capital on Tuesday, was accorded a ceremonial welcome at the presidential palace. He also paid a visit to the Kalibata National Heroes Cemetery in the city and paid tribute to the war heroes who lost their lives fighting for the country. Later in the day, Modi and Widodo held delegational-level talks to strengthen economic and diplomatic ties between their countries. India and Indonesia pledged to step up defence and maritime cooperation with plans to develop a strategic Indonesian naval port in the Indian Ocean, the leaders of the two countries said after meeting. Both the sides also signed pacts on cooperation in the pharmaceuticals and technology industries.
भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी के साथ सागर SAGAR, और जब मैं सागर कहता हूं मतलब है सिक्योरिटी एंड ग्रोथ फॉर ऑल इन द रीजन। और सागर का हमारा विजन राष्ट्रपति विदोडो की मैरीटाइम फलक्रम पॉलिसी के साथ बहुत ही मेल करता है।
Prime Minister Modi later in the day inaugurated a kite exhibition and also visited the iconic Istiqlal Mosque in the capital of the world's largest Muslim majority country. He is now scheduled to fly to Malaysia on Thursday to meet the recently elected Prime Minister before heading to neighbouring Singapore to address the Shangri-La Dialogue, a regional security forum.
In news from Pakistan, Pakistan's southern Karachi city continued to sizzle as extremely hot and dry weather prevailed on Wednesday. Residents have been bracing for yet another heat wave as the weather department has predicted the temperatures to soar above 113 Fahrenheit.
Residents of Pakistan's largest city, Karachi, were cautioned and prepared for a new heat wave on Tuesday, predicted by the weather department to bring sizzling temperature as high as 113 Fahrenheit. Just last week, a brutal heat wave killed 65 people in the southern metropolis, according to the reports. Making matters worse, the Muslim majority country is observing the holy month of Ramadan, with most people fasting from sunrise to sunset, and that means no drinking water for over 12 hours. Many people took precautions, with some trying to keep cool by covering their heads with wet cloths or getting showered by roadside volunteers.
65 या 70 के करीब आदमी जो है हेड स्ट्रोक से मर चुके हैं और अल्लाह से ये दुआ है कि अल्लाह गर्मी कुछ कम कर दे। आज की निस्बत आज भी गर्मी बहुत तेज़ है और लोगों से किस तरीके से लोग बेबर्दाश्त हैं। पानी कराची में है नहीं, पानी की अलग है, बिजली की अलग है।
Karachi Zoo has made arrangements to give baths to big animals, while the Metropolitan Corporation and Welfare Organization have also set their water stalls to keep travellers beat the scorching heat. Pakistan's weather department has predicted the new heat spell to continue until the end of the week.
और 3 दिन के लिए हमने कहा है कि नई हीट वेव जो है ये मंगल से शुरू होगी, मंगल बुध जुमरात 3 दिन के लिए। और मंगल बुध को टेम्परेचर में ज़्यादा देख रहा हूँ, जुमरात को कदरे थोड़े से कम हो जाएंगे, मगर फिर भी 40 हम क्रॉस कर जाएंगे।
Back in 2015, Karachi's hospitals and morgues were overwhelmed when an intense heat wave killed over 1,000 people, mostly the elderly, sick and the homeless.
Moving on, Baloch activists and leaders have been actively highlighting the atrocities faced by the people of Pakistan's southwestern Balochistan province. Recently, they held a demonstration and rally in Germany against Pakistan's nuclear weapons test done in Balochistan in 1998.
The Baloch National Movement recently staged a protest in Germany's Göttingen against simultaneous underground nuclear tests conducted by the Pakistan government in Chagai area of Balochistan in 1998. According to the demonstrators, the people in Balochistan are still suffering its after effects even after 2 decades. Chagai 1 was Pakistan's first public test of nuclear weapons, which was followed by another test, Chagai 2, on 30th of May 1998. The Baloch people allege that since the nuclear tests, several residents have been killed due to diseases caused by radiations. They say hundreds of children are being born with defects and many are still suffering. Through these demonstrations, the Baloch community hopes to spread awareness about the plight of the people under Pakistan's rule, who they claim is only interested in exploiting the rich resources of the region.
In news from Afghanistan, the attack on the new building of Afghanistan's Interior Ministry in capital Kabul city ended after almost 2 hours when 8 attackers were killed by government forces, the ministry confirmed. The attack started on Wednesday noon when a car bomb was detonated close to the entrance gate of the ministry. The explosion was followed by gunfire by the attackers. The Afghan Interior Ministry moved to the new building last year, a building which is close to main military bases including the Defence Ministry and the National Directorate of Security. Najib Danish, the ministry spokesman, confirmed the attack was carried out by a group of 10 militants and at least 1 policeman was killed and 5 were wounded. No militant group has claimed responsibility for the attack so far. More on news from Afghanistan. Youth in Afghan capital Kabul got a chance to showcase their driving skills in a motor racing event held recently. According to the organizers of the race, it is a new sport in the country, but the event caught on quickly among the youngsters.
Afghan motorsport enthusiasts got a chance to show their driving skills recently when 10 drivers took part in a motor racing event organized in capital Kabul. Motor racing is an expensive sport and very new in Afghanistan. However, the event caught on very quickly among the youth.
اینا فقط به خاطر نام افغانستان و یک افتخار بر افغانستان باشن فعالیت میکنن. نزدیک به 1 سال میشه که ما از بودجه شخصی خود خب امکانات نبوده، چندین موتر هم از بین بردیم تا اینکه تونستیم خود آماده بسازیم. فعلا یک تیم داریم.
According to the organizers of the event, they were able to create teams in different provinces across the country and in total have 280 racing members now. The Motorsport Federation in Afghanistan was founded in 2017 in the framework of the National Olympic Committee and has already formed a team to compete internationally.
Moving on to news from Nepal. Nepal on Tuesday unveiled its first federal budget for the fiscal year 2018-19. The budget, which was presented by the country's finance minister in the National Assembly, mainly focuses on transforming the production sector and development of physical infrastructure.
The communist-led government of Nepal on Tuesday unveiled its first ever budget amounting rupees 1.315 trillion for the fiscal year 2018-19. Finance Minister Dr. Yuvaraj Khatiwara presented the budget in the National Assembly with a major focus on transforming the production sector and development of physical infrastructure. The government has aimed at achieving an economic growth of 8% over the next fiscal year while managing the annual expense.
अब यो बजेट आयो, अब यसलाई कार्यान्वयन कसरी गर्ने भन्ने मुख्य चुनौती कुरो हो। समग्र रूपमा बजेटमा धेरै कुरा समेटिएका छन्, धेरै कुरा छन्, आउने नै हो। तर मुख्य कुरो जुन वामपन्थी घोषणापत्र भन्दा अलिकति फरक एउटा बजेट आयो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई, किनभने धेरै कुरा सामाजिक सुरक्षा कुराहरुमा यो बजेटले धेरै एड्रेस गरेको देखिन्छ, सम्बोधन गरेको देखिदैन। त्यही भएरले अब अलि फरक र आफ्नो अर्थमन्त्री डाक्टर युवराज खतिवडाले आफ्नो प्राविधिक कुराहरुलाई नै राखेर केही कुरा थपेर ल्याएको जस्तो देखिन्छ। समग्र कार्यान्वयन कसरी हुन्छ भन्ने कुरो मुख्य चुनौती हो।
The new communist government of the Himalayan nation has prioritized employment, agriculture, tourism and industry in its budget. This is the first ever budget by the ruling Communist Party of Nepal after it gained majority of the seats in the 3-tier polls last year and formed government.
Scores of devotees gathered in India's southern Singampunari town to celebrate the annual Chariot festival on Tuesday. Devotees were seen dancing as the procession rallied through the roads of the town. The festival takes place in summer season during the Tamil month of Vaikasi.
Over 50,000 devotees celebrated the conclusion of annual 10-day Chariot festival by taking out a procession and throwing thousands of coconuts to make an offering in southern Indian town Singampunari on Tuesday. The devotees were seen dancing on the packed roads of Singampunari as the chariot procession rallied through the town to conclude at the temple. According to traditions dating hundreds of years back, devotees throw coconuts at a wall in a unique way of praying and showing devotion, which according to them is a custom everybody around the country should witness. Devotees came to offer prayers during the 10-day festival that was observed from May 20 to 29 this year. The festival takes place in summer season during the Tamil month of Vaikasi. Sri Sevuga Perumal Ayyanar temple observes the Chariot festival every year, where the chariot is decked up and then made to roam the circumference of the temple 4 times as a ritual.
A tea vendor in India's southern Tamil Nadu province has been setting new benchmarks of inspiration. D. Prakash Rao, the tea vendor, spends half of his income to educate homeless children and provides them free meals. This initiative of his has also been appreciated by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
A tea vendor in eastern India has given everything up to establish a school called Asha Ashwasan for slum children and spends half of his income every month on this school to educate and give them a meal. D. Prakash Rao, who lives in India's eastern Cuttack city, have been educating about 70 to 75 underprivileged kids from last 5 decades. While Rao started selling tea at an early age, he later became a teacher. He also visits patients in a hospital and runs a school from his own income.
70 से 75 बच्चे यहाँ पढ़ते हैं और ये जो बच्चे यहाँ पर पढ़ते हैं ये लोग खाने के उम्मीद में यहाँ पढ़ने आते हैं, क्योंकि ये जो बच्चे होते हैं अगर एक वक्त की खाना खा लेते हैं तो दूसरी वक्त की संभावना नहीं होती है, या इनको स्कूल जाने की इनका परिवेश नहीं होती है, या इनका माँ बाप ये भी प्रेरित नहीं करते हैं कि आप लोग स्कूल जाइए पढ़िए। पर ये जो बच्चे हैं अपनी भूख के वजह से ये स्कूल उन्हें खींच लाता है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also showered praises on Rao for his noble deeds of educating poor slum kids of his locality during his monthly radio program.
हाँ, मैं गई थी प्रधानमंत्री जी से मिलने के लिए। हमारे गुरुजी हमें लेके गए थे वहाँ पर। हमने वहाँ जाकर उनके साथ 18 मिनट बिताए।
The lives of more than 70 children are being illuminated through education due to Rao's efforts. He ensures education, health and meals to all the children coming to his school.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.